Today, we are watching the tape on Nate Ament, a 6'11 forward out of Tennessee. Ament was one of the top recruits out of high school and had very high expectations for his freshman year at Tennessee. And while he had a very good season, most would say he underperformed relative to the expectations that were set for him coming into this season. With Ament, I want to focus on his off-ball usage because that's the role I believe he can thrive in the most at the NBA level. Ament had flashes of on-ball scoring and playmaking, but his efficiency wasn't great, and for the most part he struggled to create high-quality shots for himself and others. Some of it was due to Tennessee's lack of spacing, often playing two non-shooting bigs alongside him, but Ament's inability to create separation played a major role in that as well. So with that, let's get into the tape. So this first play right here, you got Ament off ball. Comes and gets it. And then he's got his big man posting up down low. Gets position. And I like how Ament here uses his dribble to create a better angle for this pass. Kind of fakes that bounce pass here. Makes it look like he's going to throw a bounce pass. And then just uses his size to get it over his defender in a spot where only his guy can get it. Allows his guy to go up and finish. So that's just great connective passing from Ament here. A lot of things that a lot of college freshmen, even college guards can't do. Feeding the post. This is good poise right here. Good connective passing from Ament there. This next one, Ament working off ball again. Another post entry. This time I think he's just a little impatient. You can see he knows the fundamentals of how to make a post entry pass like a guard. Like this is the right technique. Bringing the ball kind of to your right hip and use your length to kind of get that ball around your defender. So he's got the technique right, but I think he just needs to be a little patient here and see that this pass isn't there because his big man doesn't do a good enough job sealing his defender here, and that pass just isn't there. So kind of a decision-making error, lack of patience here from Ament. Stuff that you see from freshmen all the time. This time, Ament, more connective passing. So Gillespie comes off this ball screen, feeds it to the big man, forces rotation, forces help. And so now it leaves Ament wide up in the corner. And he makes a quick decision to find the open man and just misses the open shot. But this is what you want to see. Quick decisions out of an off-ball player. Shows that he's comfortable playing on the perimeter as a connective passer once again. This time you got Ament in a post-up against a smaller player, although Otego Away is one of the more physical guards in all of college basketball last year. And this just shows kind of the frame of Ament. He has a skinny frame, and he kind of gets overpowered here by a smaller player. Much older player as well. So we can see Ament definitely needs to put on some weight. I don't think this post game is going to be a huge part of his game in the NBA, but he should be able to take advantage of mismatches like this against smaller players. And this time he just gets overpowered. Although I think they did call a foul here, so he kind of gets bailed out on this one. But you can see he does struggle with the physicality. And that was part of the efficiency problems that he had in college, because a lot of his game in high school was that back to the basket game, and he struggled to do that in college because of the adjustment to the physicality level, especially in the SEC. This one's just a great cut off of a mistake from the defender. Kentucky's kind of in a full court, kind of a three-quarter court press here, and Ament just gets behind this defender right here, Jasper Johnson, or maybe that's Denzel Aberdeen. Either way, good recognition from Ament. See the open space, great cut to the basket. Shows off a little bit of that athleticism vertically that he has. Finish over 7-foot Malachi Moreno. Great finish there. Here we see a little bit of struggles defensively to stay with quicker guards. Now Tennessee had Ament playing a lot of three. You can see these two big men on the court playing the 4 and 5 next to Ament. And I don't think this is Ament's natural position. I think he's naturally a 4. But Tennessee did have him playing 3 some, and he just gets exposed here by a quicker defender. Struggles to stay in front, playing catch up, and then just doesn't get back in time because he can't keep up with a quicker player. Here you've got Ament attacking off the catch, and you see some of this like inability to get by, blow by, lack of quick first step, inability to kind of separate from his defender. He just gets cut off, beat to his spot by the defender here. And so you see some of the issues with creation from Ament there. This is where I like Ament's game a lot, and I see kind of the NBA translation. He's a good shooter. Teams respect his shot. So this guy, his defender closes out hard. He gets him in the air with the pump fake, and then one dribble, pull up. This is something he can do at a high level. The shot looks good. Beats the buzzer there. More off ball. Gillespie beats his man. Rejects the ball screen, gets downhill, forces Ament's defender to help. And Ament's wide open in the corner, and he can knock down that shot. He shot at about 34% from 3 this year, which is not bad for a freshman. I think he shot well from the free throw line, so it's a good indicator, especially for a freshman. He shot like near 80%, I'm pretty sure. But, I mean, the form looks good, and the shot's only going to get better. And at his size, playing on the perimeter, that's what you want to see. This time you got Ament handling in transition. One thing I haven't mentioned yet, Ament has a pretty fluid handle, especially for someone his size. So he's going to be able to grab rebounds or get steals and bring it up himself in transition. Great job of keeping his head up here and pushing the ball, finding his guy on the wing who ends up making a tough finish over 2 defenders. But this is a great thing for Ament to be able to do at the next level at his size, to be able to push the pace like this, get out in transition with his head up, the fluid handle, and make the right decision. Here's a similar play to what we saw earlier with Kentucky with this 3/4 court press once again. And they just didn't do a good job with like discipline and making sure that Ament didn't get behind him. He just gets behind him here. He's wide open. Good cut. Good finish at the basket. You can see like he's not a terrible athlete when he has like a little runway. Like he gets up pretty high, and he's long. He's got long arms, so he can finish at the rim in transition when he's got a runway. This time you got kind of an on-ball rep here. He gets a ball screen. Once again, doesn't get much separation. Gets bailed out again with a foul call, but you see the handle. The handle looks good. Good ball control for someone his size. He just struggles a little bit with physicality and kind of quickness, ability to get separation from his defender, get by his defender. Forced into a tough shot, but he does get fouled there. Some of the rebounding, once again, you see with space, he can get up pretty high in the air. He's a very good rebounder for his position, especially in college, because he was playing the 3. A lot of times he'd have mismatches, and he just had the height advantage over other college 3s. But I do think he's a good rebounder overall. He's a good, not great athlete, and he's long, and he has good positional size. Even for a 4 at the NBA level, he's about 6'11", so he's going to be able to get rebounds. And then he just takes his man off the dribble here. Once again, good handle. Struggles to create some separation. Ends up taking a tough shot. So that was kind of, once again, you see kind of the struggles with self-creation from Ament. And that caused some of the efficiency problems. Another good rebound here. Defensive rebound this time. He just gets up over 7-footer. Kind of gets away with a little push in the back, but you like to see the effort on the boards at Ament. And then once again, he can push in transition. I like the aggressiveness here. He's able to handle in transition and get to the rim, get fouled. Some defensive clips. Once again, he's guarding a perimeter player here because Tennessee's playing that two big lineup again. These two bigs. So that forces Ament to be matched up on a guard. And he just struggles to stay in front. Once again, the offensive player, quick step back. And then he tries to recover, close out hard, and fouls Ortega away there. Again, chasing around a quicker player. This is not what you really want him to be doing defensively. But this is the role Tennessee had him in. And so Kentucky was smart to have their quicker perimeter players that Ament was guarding kind of run off ball screens. And Ament just stumbles and struggles to get around screens in space. Creates a little space for Chandler, who probably could have taken that shot there. But either way, not a great rep defensively from Ament. Here he actually forces a turnover against Chandler. You can see him kind of sitting down in a stance. I like that he tries hard on the defensive end. Like you can clearly tell like he's trying, even though he doesn't have a great matchup playing against quicker guys, smaller, quicker guys. But he uses his length, moves his feet fairly well, gets a steal. But then in transition, it's not great awareness, high handle. You see the ball coming all the way up to his shoulder almost. It's a little bit out of control. Lazy play there. Gives it right back to Kentucky. Love this anticipation here on the inbounds play. I mean, he just uses his length and his athleticism, anticipation to be able to knock this pass away. Nice save. Allows Tennessee to get out in transition. Here defensively, you see kind of the issues with maybe kind of why Rick Barnes didn't want to play Ament on some of the bigger guys in the SEC, because he just kind of gets overpowered here by a fellow freshman, Malachi Moreno. And he just struggles. You see he doesn't take this bump well. Kind of gets pushed back, and Moreno just powers through him for the and-one. Here we've got Ament guarding a quicker player again, this time on a switch onto a point guard. And this is just, he just gets by him way too easily. Forces Gillespie to have to help. And then this opens up the pass to the corner for a wide open three. So I think you can just see like you don't really want him guarding perimeter players, especially at the NBA level where they're going to be even quicker and faster, because he's just going to struggle to stay in front. So that's the tape on Nate Ament. And while I don't see Ament being a primary creator of offense at the NBA level due to his kind of lack of burst and inability to create much separation, I do think as he gets stronger and the jumper gets more consistent, he can be a very useful off-ball player. He's got elite size, He'll be able to space the floor, attack closeouts, and occasionally take advantage of mismatches as he gets stronger. And his handle's good enough to be a good second side attacker, and it's only going to get better. Defensively, he's not quick enough to guard threes and probably doesn't have the frame, nor is he good enough as a rim protector to play the five, but he can switch out on the smaller guards on occasion, although he can struggle guarding on the perimeter if he has to guard smaller, quicker guys for long stretches of time, as we saw at times at Tennessee, and especially in this game against Kentucky, where he's mostly playing the three. And I do think the spacing affected kind of his rim pressure a little bit because Tennessee did always have two guys kind of down there clogging the paint. So Tennessee, when Ament tried to get downhill, it was kind of hard for him. He kind of had to settle for those like mid-range pull-ups. Couldn't get all the way to the rim. But some of it also is just the athleticism concerns and his ability to get by defenders. In terms of comparisons, I look at guys like Jabari Smith and Kyle Filipowski as kind of like skilled fours who are somewhat limited as offensive creators, but have legit positional size, can space the floor, and are good connective passers, and then can hold up on the defensive end. And then the shot will likely determine Ament's offensive ceiling, whether he can get to a guy like Jabari Smith's level, which I'm skeptical about, but I think he can become a good shooter in the NBA, which will allow him to play good minutes in the NBA.